So we do have the direct solution to this question here. But I would actually suggest if you can think of the significance of this given vector here, which is vector, okay, which is this vector p is cos kt I cap minus sin kt j cap. The significance of this, what would this mean in a two-dimensional plane? Okay, so think of it. And then meanwhile, let's solve this. So the question is, a vector is moving under a force F such that its linear momentum is P of t is a constant and the angle between F and P will be. Now, how do we find vector F from vector P? Vector F is rate of change of linear momentum, vector P, which means rate of change of the x component and rate of change of the y component. Rate of change of x component is cos kt. Rate of change of y component is sin kt. So d by dt of sin kt. D by dt of cos kt is minus sin kt. D by dt of sin kt is cos kt. Of course, I'm missing something here, which is this would be multiplied by k. This also would be multiplied by k. Why? Because d by dt of sin t is cos t, but d by dt of sin kt would be cos kt into k into d by dt of t, which is 1, right? So we have vector f is equal to minus k sine kt minus k cos kt. So if I have to write this further, vector f would actually be equal to minus k taken common into sine kt I cap plus cos kt j cap. Okay. So the question, we were given vector p. We differentiated vector p with respect to time to obtain vector f. Vector p will have two components, x component and y component. Vector f will similarly have x component and y component. Px is therefore cos kt, py is therefore sin kt. Well, to be more precise, it is minus sin kt. Fx is sin kt, minus fx is minus sin kt, fy is cos kt. Okay. Now, when we find out vector p dot vector f, the dot product, it is px fx plus py fy, which from this is actually px fx. Px fx is actually cos kt into minus sin kt, which I will write it as minus cos kt sin kt, plus py fy. We have py and fy here. So py is minus sin kt, so plus minus sin kt times fy is cos kt. So sin kt cos kt minus sin kt cos kt plus, this is, did I make a mistake here? Oh yeah, this is fx is sin kt and not minus. So this would be minus times minus is plus. Yeah. So we have cos kt sin kt minus sin kt cos kt, which is equal to 0. Therefore, vector p dot f is equal to 0. Now, what is vector p dot f? Vector p dot f is actually magnitude of vector p times magnitude of vector f times cos of the angle between them. Magnitude of vector p is p, vector f is f, cos theta is equal to 0. Now, p is not equal to 0, f is therefore not equal to 0, which means the only component which can here be equal to 0 is cos theta. So cos theta is equal to 0, which implies theta should be equal to 90 degrees. Okay. Now, if you have thought about what I suggested you to think about the significance of this vector, you might have straight away come to the solution as theta is equal to pi by 2. Why? Let's take this as the next solution. Okay.